What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Pro MG Money back again with another video, and today we're finally going to answer the burning question about different investments in South Africa. And let me save you guys some time so you don't have to watch the whole video. Forex. Invest in Forex, guys. Take all of your money, put it into the specific broker I'm going to list in the description down below. That's the broker where you should be. Join my WhatsApp group, join my Signals group, 20 Rand tour, we're doing everything all together. Yeah, that was a very bad joke, but I think that should highlight something to you, that Forex is not an investment, and maybe there'll be another day we will go over it. Or you can actually look to the video that's up there in the card right now, where I actually go over why I think Forex in South Africa is a scam, or the Forex that you and I know is a scam. But that's not what today's video is about. Today is about investments in South Africa, and I'm basically going to go over sort of three broad categories, which is stocks, things, and private equity. Those are pretty much the three things that you can invest in, and I guess there's kind of a fourth category in there, but we'll get into it shortly. So yeah, that's the video for today. Buckle up and let's go. Alright, so the first thing, and probably the one that I tend to speak the most about on this channel, is stocks. If you don't know what a stock is, it's basically a piece of a company. If I've got a big company like Pick n Pay and I want to raise money for Pick n Pay, what I do is I sell small bits and pieces of Pick n Pay to the public. I take that money, I put it into the business, and I use it to try and grow and make the business bigger. Those are called stocks or securities. So each individual unit of that company that you own means that you have a right to share in the profits of that company, and you might have some voting rights as well, depending on how it's been set up. That's just a very basic, simplified explanation of what a stock is. Maybe one day I'll make a video going into it in depth, but the number one thing that you need to know is that you can invest in stocks in quite a few ways. Currently, one of the most popular ways that you can invest in stocks is actually through a platform called Easy Equities. I have made a video about Easy Equities and what I think about them. You can click on the card that's up there right now. That probably is going to be the most simplest way for a normal person to get into the stock market or exchanging or trading stocks. I don't like to use the word trading because we're speaking about investments, but stocks. Easy Equities is probably going to be one of the best and the easiest way to do it. Hop around YouTube a bit. There's everyone and their mother speaking about it. I don't particularly like them, but they're a means to an end. So for a starter, I'd always say to someone, go that route. But if you're looking to be a little bit more advanced and get a bit more serious about your investing in stocks, I would definitely get into using your bank's investment or your trading app. I think Standard Bank has the Standard Bank Online Share Trader. FNB, who I bank with, theirs is called the I forget what it's called, but FNB also have an investment tool, and the nice thing about them is that their pricing is very accurate. You can actually set where you want to get in and get out, specifically with them. You get a lot more data and information, and the pricing tends to be a bit more accurate. When you're using something like Easy Equities, they don't exactly tell you where you're getting in and where you're getting out, even though I've seen recently that you can actually now put in limits and so on and so forth. So maybe they have improved that since we made that last video, but I would say the bank is a lot more accurate. And I think as well, another nice thing about the bank for me specifically is that whenever you get dividends or you get money or you take out your money, it's directly there in your bank account for you to use if you bank with that bank. So I think that makes it a lot easier. So I always suggest to people who are who have outgrown Easy Equities but still kind of want to get into the thick of things, look to your bank. 9 times out of 10, if your bank is a decent bank, Capitec, then they will have their own kind of trading platform which you can use, which generally will work out better for you than something like Easy Equities. Next, we've actually got, similar to the other two, but also investing in stocks, is something we call unit trusts. I've actually made quite a few videos about unit trusts. You can click up there to actually see the latest one. And unit trusts, to cut a long story short, it's a basket of a bunch of companies that someone has put together. So they've taken Pick n Pay, they've taken Dis-Chem, Clicks, Woolworths, put it all into one basket, called it the retail unit trust, and then they take this basket, they put it up into small little chunks for you and I to be able to invest in, and that's essentially what you're investing in. So you have a piece of Pick n Pay, a piece of Dischem, a piece of Clicks, and so on and so forth, held within the unit trust. That's a very good and easy way to actually get involved in investing in stocks specifically. They do sometimes as well hold other things, like they will hold precious metals. So maybe they've got a bit of gold, they've got one or two other things there in that unit trust as well. So that is essentially what a unit trust is. And lastly, what I want to speak about is an ETF, or lastly under stocks rather, is ETFs, which is an exchange traded fund, which for the long and the short of it, similar to unit trust, but maybe it's over a broader industry. So let's maybe say that you've got a property ETF. So it takes all of the listed property companies, or a selection of listed property companies on the JSE. So maybe they'll take your Redefined property, they'll take Investec's property thing, Vugile, they'll take a bunch of those companies, Redefine, I might have said that already, but a bunch of those companies, put it on a single fund, and you then invest into that. So you get a piece of action of each and every one of those companies, and I think most of them weighted according to the market cap of that specific company. Exchange traded funds. Similarly, how you can actually access this is that there's a bunch of platforms that you can use to go through. Easy Equities is one of them. Through your bank, your bank's app as well, you actually can get involved in them. And I think you can actually go directly to an ETF provider. There's a long list of them, like your Ashburton Investments, your Core Shares, there's Satrix, there's Signia, there's Prudential Investments, there's literally almost every company, Alexandra Forbes, Old Mutual. They all have some sort of unit trust, and they generally also have some sort of ETF as well that you can invest in. That I think is one of the best and the easiest ways to get started, and I have made videos on all of this. Browse around the channel and you might find what you're looking for. The second category is things, and by things I mean different things that you can actually hold or see with your hands that you actually can invest in. When I've got a Pick n Pay share, I might be able to see Pick n Pay, but I can't go to Pick n Pay and say, hey, I own this place, because they don't see it that way, or it's not seen that way. And maybe these things, it's similar, but it's actual real things in the world that I feel as though are tangible and things that you can actually hold on. And the first one is actually cows, and I'd actually link this together with trees. There's a website called Livestock Wealth that I think is probably the leading platform when it comes to investing in actual cows. What they do is that you give them a certain amount of money, and for that money they'll then allocate you a cow. I think you have options of like a normal cow or pregnant cow, and they sort of tell you like the horizon, the amount of time it's going to take for that cow to start yielding something for you, and how they're going to pay you back based off of that. That I think is a pretty decent investment. You should go look at their website specifically. I will link it down in the description, but you can on your own, without doing any farming, owning any land, anything like that, invest in cows. And I think with that they also have other things. They have trees. I think they have macadamia nut trees, that will continue to yield something for you over time. So that's another thing that you could be invested in. What I would also add then under the things is property, investing in property. That in itself is a whole other topic that needs its own video, which hopefully will be coming soon, where we speak about investing in property. But that I think is a really good investment. A lot of people have really made a lot of money for themselves, investing in property. So I think that is a very good section or sector to get invested in. And I think those are the main things that actually make up the second topic, or the second area, which is things. And last but not least, we have what I call private equity. This is now where I've got it under two categories, where you either start or invest in your own business, or you invest in someone else's business as an angel investor. What is an angel investor? Let's say, for example, I've got a tender, with the government. This tender is worth 3 million. The cost price of this tender is, or what it's going to cost to fulfill the tender, is 1.5 million. The remaining 1.5 million is my profit. As an angel investor, I come in and I say, okay, fine, I've got the 1.5 million you need to get this work done. I give you that, and in reward for that, I get a share of the profits back that you get from this project as my reward for being your angel investor. Or, it might not be exactly like that. Maybe it's a specific fixed interest rate. Maybe, that person needed, or I needed the 1.5 million, and the agreement is that I would pay you back the 1.5 million plus, whatever percent you'd need. Normally, these are in response to someone not getting finance from the bank or from a financial institution. And as a result, the returns are generally linked to that. So it's a good way to invest. But I don't see it yielding you, particularly if you go with the financing strategy rather than partnership. The partnership route I think is a great investment, but it also carries great risk. Whereas if you go sort of like the finance, like you're financing them route, you will get more money than what you get for putting your money in the bank, which for me personally is an investment. But it's not going to be as great, and you'll need to do quite a few things to help you mitigate your risk when it is doing that. But I think becoming an angel investor is a really good thing. And for me, the number one thing that you can invest in that will make you the most money out of anything else is starting your own business. I know it's a lot easier said than done starting up a business, but I'm telling you now, every person who's rich, and by rich I mean rich who's wealthy, either inherited the money or got it from starting up a business. People who are just medium rich, who work jobs, will earn a certain amount of money until a certain point, but they don't get into that upper echelons of the 1%. There are some who do that, if maybe, you work at Prasa, and, the Guptas are on your side, they can definitely get you up into that 1% of South Africa. But for the normal people, the best way to go about, really breaking into that 1% is by starting your own business. And what could that business be in? Anything and everything. You need to find your passion, you need to find your niche, you need to offer the service and invest in your business that way. Those, I think, for me, are the three areas, or the biggest or the best areas you can invest in South Africa. And I have really gone over them. I've not gone into greater depth on each of them, because each of them, I think, are their own topic on their own that maybe we'll get into one day. Just to give you a few things that I think that are not investments as per se. First of all, like I said, or maybe overall, let's talk about trading. I think trading is more work than actually investing, because trading is short term. You're in today, out tomorrow, just doing that back and forth. This obviously doesn't apply to houses, because there's flipping houses, which is part work, part investment. But again, we're not speaking about investing in property right now. But trading, I'm speaking specifically the Forex that I spoke about earlier. Even though I kind of said that it's a scam, there is some legitimate Forex that is I don't think necessarily attainable for you and I, but there is Forex that you can do that actually works as trading and will make you money, but it's not an investment, it's a job. You need to work at it. I would say cryptocurrency. I think there's a very big misconception about what cryptocurrency is and what it's supposed to do. People are trying to use it as an investment or a store of value rather than actually a currency, and I think that long term could have negative impacts or effects. But yeah, cryptos for me personally is not an investment, you're trading. And the last thing that I have is actually trading stocks. I know I said before stocks are investments, but they, for me, are investments if you hold them for a long period of time. If you buy a company in the morning and you sell it off later at night and you sort of take off the profit, that's more trading, which requires work. You need to analyze charts and. Not that investing doesn't have the same things, but on an intraday or a weekly or anything that's short to medium term, for me really, if you're not holding it for a long period of time, is trading rather than investing. You definitely can make money, but it's not an investment. And yeah, basically that is that. That is what I call the sort of 3 to 4 categories that you can get into in investing in South Africa. There might be more, there might be some that I've left out. If you feel as though there are some I've left out, definitely leave a comment right below. Tell me about those different sectors or types of other investments that I may or may not have left out from this video. I do want to take some time to just let you guys know that I do currently have a 50,000 Rand giveaway challenge going on. 50,000 Rand, yes. All you need to do is subscribe to the channel, and by you being subscribed, you actually are in line to win 50,000 Rand and more. I should actually count the total amount that it's going to be so that I can say to people 100,000 Rand in prizes, similar to like they do, but then the person who wins first only gets 50,000. It's a bit misleading, but anyway, yeah, 50,000 Rand challenge or giveaway All you need to do is subscribe to the channel. When I reach 50,000 subscribers before the end of this year, someone will earn or get 50,000 Rand to kick off their investment journey. That's all you need to do. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, liking the video, sharing it. It's been your boy, Prem Jimani. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.